Today's topic is what a techie is doing in a startup in Canada. Hello, everyone. It's good to be with you once again. Today, I have with me Shravan Deolalikar. He studied political science, but now is a techie guru. He's moved from the US to Canada, and he's currently working in a startup. So, Shravan, why did you move from the US to Canada?
Well, that's quite a long story. I actually ended up in Canada more because of my music uh, that I do on the side. And when I was in my 20s, I played in a lot of bands and I would gig in Montreal, and I made a lot of really close friends. And I also just came to love the city because it had a very sort of European feel that was pretty unique for the continent of North America.
Okay.
And
How is the work different for you in Canada than in the US?
the work is much more interesting and challenging. I feel like the US is more dominated by larger companies, especially in sort of the fields that I'm involved in. And in the US, for example, I worked for a very large health insurance company. And what I've found when I moved to Canada, it's especially Montreal, it was much more smaller and startup oriented, which I really enjoyed.
Okay. So what is it about this startup? You didn't move just for the startup. First, you moved for something else, and you have,
No, I moved for quality of life and
right.
variety of other
No,
reasons.
but initially you were working for a larger company, right?
Yes, yes, yeah.
And you gave up the security of that for what?
Well, I really like problem solving and I like a challenge and I like to be entrepreneurial. So that's really the path I chose. And I'm not, um, let's say I can tolerate high risk situations
Okay.
easily.
Okay. So how hard do you have to work in this startup?
It depends. I've worked in several startups. The current startup I'm working is pretty hard. Um, on top of my normal responsibilities, I have to keep on top of the changes in the industry at large. So that requires lots of reading outside of work. Uh, yeah, so I would say I work quite hard but that's part of the lifestyle I enjoy. So
Okay, great. It's- being paid to do work that you enjoy, that's the best thing that there is, because no amount of payment for work that you hate is worth it. In many ways, I mean, you don't have to make that compromise like this. Okay, what is this startup going to produce overall? I mean, you don't have to disclose any secrets, but what is it that it's going to do for us, or for business, or for anybody?
well, we specialize in data analytics and data management solutions for enterprises of different sizes. So we do consulting, so we'll do everything from implementation, architecture, set up companies with the right processes to be successful with data.
Okay, so they have lots of data, but they don't know how to get the results from it. What does the data show? The data doesn't speak by itself. You get the data to tell what is in it, right?
Exactly, and
Right.
it's a very complicated process because it requires technology. There's a technology component to it. There's a people component to it, and there's a processes component. So, and in any business is composed of these three pillars: technology, processes, and people. And data is really what cuts across all three of these verticals in a enterprise.
Okay.
And so, yeah, so that's
So
kind of
how did you pick up the skills that allow you to do this work? I mean, obviously, you didn't get trained in it in college because you studied political science. So how did you get to this level?
Well, technology these days, it's really learning on the internet and picking up skills in the workplace, and that's really how I got to where I am.
Okay.
And
And
there's a
where are
lot of
you?
self-education that
Yeah.
one can do these days. There's lots of technology specific certifications that you can put yourself on, but it does require a base set of skills. You do have to have a good understanding of mathematics and statistics and
Mm-hmm.
some basic programming skills, which I picked up in my high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, the political science and my time in college also helped me be successful today because, as I said, it's not technology is not simply, mathematics and computer science. It's, actually having a good understanding of, political systems and system theory, I actually would say has helped me a whole lot in being effective in a startup and other enterprises.
Okay, good. So you said this has brought me here. So where are you in terms of the skills knowledge? Are you an A plus? Where are you in the hierarchy of gurus?
Well, currently I'm in the technical leadership of in the engineering department. So I work closely with the VP, the CTO, and one of our other directors as sort of the technical leadership of engineering. So my specific role is I've been tasked with a lot of general practice development, thought leadership, these areas.
Wow, it sounds very impressive. And do you wish you were a CTO soon, or you're happy to be in the techie lead business?
I actually was a CTO briefly.
I see.
So it's really, these at the end of the days, these are just titles, especially in smaller organizations. But what I do really enjoy from being in startups and being sort of having that entrepreneurial mind is sort of the challenge and trying to find product market fit and experimenting and validating your experiments and seeing if you have traction with customers and traction in the market and trying to be successful that way, whereas as opposed to earlier in my career in operating in large enterprises where you're very much boxed into your
Yeah,
role.
it sounds
So
like that you are not just doing technical work. You have to spread your domain into other fields and get involved in marketing, understanding customers, this and that, right?
exactly, you have
Yeah.
to be agile. So
Yeah.
you have to experiment, you have to try new things.
Hmm.
Um, the I read an article recently kind of about the different kinds of let's say personalities of people in companies, and they say that smaller companies startups and smaller companies always benefit from highly divergent and lateral thinkers, and as a company grows or as an enterprise grows, they tend to get rid of those people and bring in more managerial types who are good at running kind of things systematically and organized, but they're not necessarily the most lateral and divergent thinking. So the trade-off there is you kind of have people who are more systematic in their approach. They're good at being organized and keeping the, let's say, the train on the tracks, but you kind of need both in an organization in order to be succexuel. So
Okay, could you help me understand what you mean by divergent and lateral?
like me, for example, like I work, I try to, you know, experiment with new services and products that we can bring to our customers. So I'm working with sales a lot as well as the engineering team and marketing and kind of
Mhm.
connecting the dots within the organization.
So that's divergent. What is the
Yeah.
lateral part?
Well, lateral as far as working across different departments.
I
So
see. So you're not
yeah.
in a silo. You are working across silos, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also exactly
Yeah.
working across silos and also just thinking outside the box,
Right. Right.
trying things that, maybe people proposing actually new acquisition channels to our marketing team that maybe they haven't even thought of.
Okay.
So
So great. And when is this startup going to sort of say, hey, we made it? What is it that will happen when they say, okay, guys, we've done it? We are on it. So when is that likely and what will be the indication?
that's a good question. I think either, I don't really know.
Okay.
I know, I don't think there's an end goal there
Okay.
really. I think the goal is growth right
The
now.
goal is growth. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. So high growth every year.
Yeah, high growth. Yeah.
And what would be your estimate of growth in revenue, profit, employees? Basically growth in revenue, customers, right?
Growth in revenue, that's a important indicator for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
And sort of what is the growth rate that,
And profitability
of
that
course,
yeah,
but
so revenue
what is the revenue growth rate that would please you?
that would please me.
Or the bosses or whoever runs the company?
I don't know if I don't have a specific number in
Okay,
mind.
fine.
That
All right.
that that that's not really
It's above your pay
something.
grade.
Yeah, that's not something that has been discussed yet
Okay,
as to
fine. All right. Right
yeah.
now, it is just let's get together and get it done. And later,
Yeah, and let's start seeing the metrics,
yeah.
our key metrics increase. So
So, what are your key metrics?
we have a lot of different metrics. Well, at the actually the way that we structure our metrics are around our we use the ochre system, which is objectives and key results for each department. So
Okay.
each department has its own sort of objectives and key results, and then actually some departments haven't implemented key performance indicator metrics yet. So
Okay.
actually, right now I'm in a conversation about setting key performance metrics for like
Okay.
the engineering team, for
I
example.
understand. I mean, right now, it's just get the damn work done. We will see as we go along of how to measure it and so on. Okay.
Yeah,
Anything else?
exactly.
Anything else you'd like to add, Shravan?
No, no, that's it.
That's
Yeah.
it. Okay, well, I'm really glad that you came and told us all about startup life
Mhm.
and how hard you have to work and how flexible and agile. I had not heard this word agile used for workers, but I guess that's it. You have to be agile. You have to solve the problem, not say
Yeah,
it's not my department, you have to solve the
exactly.
problem, right?
It's
Good.
actually a very common term in the tech industry,
Yeah,
agile. Everyone is talking about agile these
but
days.
we are not for the rest of us who are not insiders to the tech industry. Agile is a very good word to understand. If you want to succeed in tech, not in large companies but outside large companies, you got to be agile, right?
Yeah,
Right.
even I would argue even the large tech companies need to be agile. So
Okay, great. All right, so there's a new mantra that I have learned today. Be agile.
yeah,
Right, be agile, work, think outside the box. Don't be in a silo, connect with
mhm,
everything and work hard, work hard, work hard, and
yes,
enjoy the work that you are doing. That's startup life, right?
that's it. Yeah,
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Shravan. That was very illuminating. And let's say bye to the viewers now. Bye bye.
yeah. Bye.
I'll be back next time with another distinguished person. Till then, bye bye.